What's up, guys? Mr. Adams. I'm going to talk about last lesson. No one really emailed me about it or whatnot, but it's kind of confusing. All this super stuff is kind of super annoying, if you ask me. Because the idea, it's not that hard to think about it like super abstractly. So super, once again, basically, if I if I have a square, I can use super to go up to rectangle, and then I can use super again to go up to shape. Well, I can kind of jump through there because all this stuff's rectangles. So super just means jump up a level in the hierarchy of things. Okay, so that way I don't have to recreate everything. Now you could make methods for a lot of this stuff anyway. So I think the way kind of a lot of the stuff we did before, everything was nice, laid out flat for us, and then we could just grab where we needed. And here we want to kind of go up the chain of command, if that kind of makes sense. All right, so then all the way down here at the bottom, because we kind of need this today too, making this, and then some of this stuff, like you go through and it looks super confusing, and you're like, oh, I don't know what they want. And then once you get done, you're like, oh yeah, of course, that's how it is, and that's kind of how all of it is all the time. That's at least my like I'm stuck on this one part right now in my class, and I know there's just one line of code that I need to put somewhere, and it's like impossible to find. So anyway, okay, so down here it said add an instance variable, which was easy except for I did int because why not? But it needs to be double because it's change. So you need a double discount. Okay, and then next it says make where is it out here? Add constructors. Okay, so constructor, if you remember, does not return anything. Okay, and it's named the same as our big class, which yeah, so discounted item. All right, so here's my class, discounted item. My constructor is just going to be public discounted item. All right, and then call in super. That's it. You just type in super. Okay, so what that means, well, actually up here, when I have the extends item, okay, extends item means I'm going to use everything in the item and I'm going to put it here. Like think of it as copy and paste. Like, oh, I want the same stuff. I'm going to copy and paste it. In some ways, it would have been easier. And then it's kind of hard because you got this tiny little window. So you got to scroll down here. And you're like, wait, what was I looking for? And then you got to go back up. So that's kind of a pain in the butt part too. Probably doing a replit would make it easier. All right. Okay. So we have our constructor method, public discounted item, boom, super. We're going to use that. Good to go. All right. And then, but then we need one that actually constructs what we need. So we have something, and if we look, when I did this, I actually looked at what we were using. So I'm making a new discounted item. I have a string and I have two doubles. All right. So when I take this in, um, I have a string name, and then two doubles. So that's what I'm going to use. All right. So then the super constructor, I had to go scroll all the way down here to item. Hopefully we can find it. Now move past it. All the way to item here. When I make my item, I have a string, and then I have a double price. And so I want to use that again. So that's where the word super comes from, is I'm going to use the item, okay? But then I need another discount. So I'm going to put another discount in there. All right. Okay. So then it says next add setters and getters, or yeah, getters and setters, and we kind of did that up here. So anyway, so to get the discount, and then when we do that, all we're doing is returning whatever the discount was. So that's easy peasy. Just return what the discount was. They had some text in there you had to delete. Okay. Set get discount, just as easy. Okay. I'm just going to make the discount something. All right. And then the toString method really, like, they love the toString method, and I don't know why really. Okay, but anyway, they do, and I don't know if it's gonna be on test or not. Then, so we're gonna do it because it doesn't matter. So the toString, if I look down here for the item, we have where's it at? We're in the shopping carts, and then sneeze here. Here is the item. Okay, we have a value toString, so we have a toString, so we have a toString method. Okay, so we're going to use that again. We just do the super, right? Now, see, This tiny window is the worst part about all of this, okay? So we're going to use this super two strings. So that just means, hey, use the other two string method that we just had that we could have really honestly copied and pasted this one and done a little, I don't know, overloading, right? We could have just overloaded this and it would probably been just as easy, okay? And then we're going to use the add a two string method that returns the call to super two string. So like honestly, it's just exactly what it sounds like. So I'm making a method like a two string method. Boom. It's going to call the super two string. So super dot two string. Okay. And then the parentheses were kind of tricky. And then this super two string method. So super two string. And then we're going to pass the discount to that. All right. So it was kind of tricky. It wasn't, yeah, it was pretty tricky. Okay. Well, once again, like I said, oh, it wasn't tricky at all. All that was right on there. In fact, they almost said word for word what it is. So I think we need to, you always need to take a deep breath and be like, oh, it's probably not as hard as my brain is making it. So we run it, save run, boom. I did all this earlier, so yes. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the thing for the next one. All right, so I'm going to actually pause for 1 second and switch to polymorphism. So yeah, then I forgot if you click next, you don't do the right stuff, all this disappears. So now we got to type it in again. So anyway, I'll do that at the end. I'll give you that text file. So that might be a couple minutes. Anyway, let's go real quick to polymorphism. I'm mad at myself because look, oh, just had to click that. All right, so this, like, it could be that because I actually have a test on this, like, I could take it right now if I wanted, but it's supposed to be a 2-hour test. So I do need to explain this. This is one of the 5 big ideas of Java, is polymorphism, and it's pretty weird. So when you read through, okay, first of all, actually, I'm going to say this: the multiple choice, like, actually put the effort in. I kind of showed you the answer. You could probably pause it, but put the effort in to actually think about what does this mean, what's going on with the extending and that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is a fairly simple, like, program simple, but what's going on here is kind of the big question. So when I have a shape, I got my public shape. I can change what this public shape is based on what I'm putting in. So I put this in and I change. And so that's kind of the idea of polymorphism. So you start at one thing and you can end on the other using the same amount of code. So kind of, you guys probably don't even remember what a speak and spell is, or not what it is, not even see and say. Okay. But if you start on the cat, then you pull that around, and then the cat goes meow, and then you put it on the duck. Hold that little level. Duck goes quack. Okay, I think that's a goose. So anyway, so that's kind of the idea. Is what I start with is where I'm going to end up. Okay, which kind of makes sense. So when you read through this, sometimes it gets a little, like, they use the word method. You know, like, when a method is called a runtime, the first place it checks the method is in the class and created the object. So sometimes it can be a little long. You can kind of glaze off your eyes a little bit. So make sure that you check, you do the multiple choice and really put the effort in to follow through. And if you did it wrong, make sure you read the answer and go through, not just go, oh yeah, I got that one wrong, I'm gonna do the next. Okay, so it'll pause so you don't. Okay, and then this one though, I'm gonna give you a big oh, you can just see I got right, I guess, but you can read it right. On this one, this is the important part right here. Okay, so make sure when you read that, that's kind of an important part of the question. All right, so then the programming challenge, I will make a video at the end. Now I'm kind of freaked out because I have to redo the other one. So we might make a different video for this. And then when you go through, I'm going to give you the working one because it says, hey, you need the working one. All right, so go through. Once again, I think it will be not too bad. All right, okay. So actually, this one might be way easier. So anyway, I'll let you go on that. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.